Across the nation, synthetic drugs are causing deaths, brain damage, and dangerous thoughts and behaviors to teenagers. Parents should be worried about this new trend of drugs. Teenagers are thinking that these club drugs or designer drugs are okay to ingest and will do no harm to them, when in reality, they have no idea that they are putting harmful chemicals into their body, and what these chemicals are doing to their body. The question on the American citizen's mind is, why are these drugs not illegal, and why are they just banned? Synthetic drugs should be illegal. My first point is that synthetic drugs are dangerous. My second point is that why is the Senate and Congress just banning these and not making them illegal? And my third is synthetic drugs and marijuana are nearly identical. The effects of synthetic drugs are leading to many different things. The tragic of all it is leading to death. K2, which is a synthetic drug, has been known to cause hallucinations and heart attacks. It is not known what teenagers are ingesting when they are smoking K2 or other synthetic drugs. With that, there is also a rise in mental health illness. The DEA has classified K2 as a Schedule I drug. This is in the same category as heroin and cocaine. Schedule I substances are highly potential to be abused. The manufacturers of these drugs can create conditions that are as dangerous as meth labs. The manufacturers can also overdose from inhaling some of the chemicals that are being used to make synthetic drugs. Bath salts are synthetic stimulants that has an effect similar to amphetamines. Stores are getting away with selling these incredibly dangerous drugs because they are putting warning labels on them. The warning labels state that these are not for human consumption, even though the stores know exactly what these synthetic drugs are being used for. Even though they know this, as long as you're 18 or older, you can buy synthetic drugs in stores or even over the internet, and this is all legally. The House of Representatives has passed a bill banning synthetic stimulants and cannabinoids. This is my second point. They are only banning synthetic drugs, not making them illegal. The House of Representatives has passed a bill banning synthetic marijuana and synthetic stimulants. The House of Representatives passed the Synthetic Drug Control Act of 2011, which would criminalize not only synthetic stimulants, bath salts, and also synthetic cannabinoids, fake pot, that are under names such as K2 and Spice. Senator Rand Paul is blocking 3 Senate bills that prohibit new synthetic drugs. Senator Rand Paul believes enforcement of most drug laws can be and should be local and state issues. With synthetic drugs having such tragic effects on people, why is Senator Ron Paul holding this issue up? It is just as serious as marijuana or any other drug that is illegal. This should not be left up to local and the states. It should be a federal law. There are 40 states that have passed bans on the new synthetic drugs. The DEA has placed both fake pot and bath salts under emergency bans. Under the bill, Americans can receive prison sentence up to 20 years and can be imposed for the distribution of even small quantities of synthetic drugs. Federal drug enforcement agencies imposed a crackdown on Spice and other fake pot brands, aiming to avoid what the DEA called an imminent threat to public health and safety. It labeled 5 chemicals found in the products as temporarily controlled substances under the federal law, meaning they become illegal to possess and sell. The 5 chemicals that are banned are JWH, 018, JWH-073, JWH-200, and CP-47 and 497. And cannabicyclohexanol. These chemicals are all treated as Schedule I substances. With these bans being placed, the manufacturers of synthetic drugs are finding a way to still produce these drugs. Prohibitions have a problem. Synthetic drug makers are responding to the bans by bringing in new but slightly different formulations of their products to market. K2 and other products like it are marketed as incense and sprayed with psychotropic substance, which manufacturers change on a regular basis to stay ahead of the new law. This problem is going to keep surfacing. Americans need to step up and hit this as hard as they can. These drugs are not going to go away, and the manufacturers are going to keep changing them up so they can stay ahead of the law. As the people of the future generation, let's get this one under control before more deaths and other tragedies come about this. Some Americans might look at this as a joke, because they think that soon people will be able to go to the store and buy marijuana without having a medical card for it. So why should we worry about synthetic drugs? When you look at it, synthetic drugs are probably worse than marijuana. This is not a proven fact, but just by all the chemicals and the deaths from overdosing on it, it sure does seem as though it would be worse than marijuana. They also might just look at it as a waste of time. Marijuana, heroin, cocaine, shrooms, ecstasy, and LSD, and all those are illegal, but there is still a major problem with Americans using these. So why waste our time with one more fight? Well, because that one more fight might help save someone's daughter, son, dad, mom, uncle, cousin, sister, or brother. So why not fight for it? The war on drugs is never going to end anytime soon. But keep fighting strong, and someday maybe it'll be a perfect drug-free world. At least we can hope. It might be your daughter or son that is using synthetic drugs, and might accidentally overdose on them without knowing. Americans, let's band together and help educate our teenagers to help prevent one more overdose and death. These are not good drugs, and teenagers should know what they are getting themselves into when they are taking them. If the synthetic drugs are illegal, there will be more education out there for teenagers to get, and less of them might not try it and get addicted to doing it if they know the possibilities of this drug. Club drugs and designer drugs should be illegal. Synthetic drugs should also be illegal because, 1, the effects of synthetic drugs, 2, the Senate and Congress should not just ban these, they should make them illegal so that teenagers realize that they are not good for them even though they can purchase them in stores. And 3, marijuana and synthetic drugs are nearly identical.